You are officially moving to Oahu and you're trying to figure out where the heck you're gonna live. Whether you're PCSing or you're relocating here for a different reason, Oahu is a small island, but all of the neighborhoods are so vastly different. So let's take a look at what each neighborhood has to offer and maybe what a little bit of their reputation is. My name's Jasmine Bell and I'm the team leader of Hawaii Home Group, and I'm really excited to share this with you, but I have to tell you, these are my opinions and the opinions of some of my friends. This is not official and this is not because I'm a realtor, this is just my opinion. Also know that this is not an exhaustive list of the neighborhoods. There are a lot of micro neighborhoods still within these larger regions that I'm talking about. So know that you can find micro communities even within the neighborhoods I'm talking about. Every person is going to have a neighborhood that they're partial to, and I will tell you that I am partial to the windward side. Specifically, I love Kailua and Kaneohe. Right now we're in Kailua. Kailua is a small beach town when it first started, and it also is known to have the famous beaches of Kailua Beach and Lanikai Beach. The Mokes, those two islands that are so infamous that you see on everyone's postcards, those are over here in Kailua. What Kailua also has to offer is a lot of walkability as well. Even Kailua Gardens, which is one of the larger condo complexes in Kailua, that community is within a mile of Kailua Beach, but also within a half a mile of the Kailua Mall area that has Whole Foods, the UFC gym, California Pizza Kitchen, Maui Brewing, and tons of other little restaurants and shops. The other things you're gonna find in Kailua is a little bit of a higher cost of living. Do know that it would be difficult to find a condo under $500,000 in Kailua. The single family price points can be close to $1.85 million, and the condo townhouse prices are above $600,000, closer to the $700,000 range, and that's for about a 2-bedroom is what you're gonna be looking at. Now Kaneohe, that's where I live, that's my town. I love Kaneohe. Kaneohe is really known for being the countryside of the windward area. The single families are gonna have a little bit of larger lots. It is an older community, so a lot of the houses are gonna be built in the 1950s to the 1970s. Many of them have been remodeled since then. You're gonna have a lot of unique homes. But the biggest thing that Kaneohe has is 3 highways getting in and out. So you have access to the Pali, the Like, and the H3. This makes your commute time to most of the bases significantly shorter. You can get across the Pali in 15 minutes. The Like, same thing, 15 minutes. And honestly, even the H3 is about 17 to 18 minutes, which is crazy, cutting your time so significantly when you're crossing the mountain. And now that I've told you all the great things about it, the other thing to know is it is the really lush side of the island, which means you're going to have a lot of greenery. You're definitely gonna have a very fruitful green yard, but that also comes with rain. It probably rains in Kaneohe every day. Not the type of rain you would see in Seattle or anywhere else. We'll have light rain, but it does also rain at night. It keeps everything really well watered for sure over there. Now the other thing we have is Kaneohe Bay. So we don't have the beaches of Kailua. Instead, it's more of a boat town. So a lot of your neighbors are gonna have boats, and we're gonna wanna take them out to the sandbar as soon as we can. That's the kind of lifestyle you're gonna get in Kaneohe. It's more multi-generational, more local, and lots of boats. Now, if you're in Kaneohe, I'm a big sushi fan, so Kizuna is my favorite, and their rock and roll, call me a basic white girl, it is epic and delicious, and the right amount of spice, and the poke is so good. The price points in Kaneohe are pretty moderate. You're gonna find the single families just above $1 million, maybe $1,050,000-ish, and then your condo townhouses are gonna be right around that $500,000, $550,000 mark. Now let's talk about Hawaii Kai. Hawaii Kai is on the most east side of the island. We might have talked about boats with Kaneohe, but I will also say Hawaii Kai is a very much boat life community. It is very common to have a property on the water there. They have a canal that goes through there, so you might really put having a boat dock on your need list if you're shopping in Hawaii Kai. Now, if you're in Hawaii Kai, I'm sure there's really great places to go, but I am partial to Island Brew. It has seating right again on the water, and they make really great breakfast food and again, really good coffee. And then if you're over there and you're hiking, because there's a lot of good hikes in Hawaii Kai, stop at Kona Brewing, get like a really good beer on tap and the pepperoni rolls. It's again, right on the water. Hawaii Kai is also going to have one road in and out of it. You're gonna hit a little bit more traffic in Hawaii Kai, but it also has a Costco, and we love Costco. For our single family prices in Hawaii Kai, we're gonna be looking around 1.3 million, and then your condo townhouses are gonna be around 775 or a little bit above that. These are just average prices, keep that in mind, but kind of gives you an idea of what you can purchase in those neighborhoods. Now we're headed to Pearl City, Aiea. This area is known for being close to Pearl Harbor and more of a dense suburban feel. You also can get some great views up in neighborhoods like on the Ridge and Pacific Palisades, Aiea Heights, Pearl Ridge, and Talava. And if you are military, Pearl City is where the Navy Exchange is, as well as your commissary. We call it the Big Necks or the Big Com. There's also one on the other bases, but it's not as big as the one in Pearl City. So you'll find that is where most people are doing their grocery shopping if they're military. And to this day, that is still where I get my Christmas tree every year. You will find out when you get here, real Christmas trees are very expensive in Hawaii because they like ship them in, right? If you're military, it is like the hookup because you can get your Christmas tree for $100 on base. Otherwise, you're gonna be paying hundreds anywhere else, and they're only gonna have them at like the Home Depot. And there's limited. People wait in line to get them. It's crazy. You're also gonna find out when I'm giving you these restaurant recommendations that I'm partial to anything with a water view. That's why I live here. It's freaking amazing that we're in the middle of the ocean. So Restaurant 604 is also pretty heavy military affiliated, and they're right on the water of a marina. So some epic sunsets over there, and you can find just about everything on the menu. So you're gonna be able, coming from mainland, dip your toe into local food a little bit more easily. Now, looking at the price points in Pearl City, the single family homes median price point is around 1.175, while the condos are sitting right at $500,000. Let's travel to the other end of the island, and we're gonna talk about Ewa Beach. Ewa Beach is, you know, a client described it the perfect way. It feels more like home. It's not gonna be such a dramatic change from the mainland. It is a community that has been planned for over 40 years, and it's going to be the new second city. So when you go out there, you're gonna have more of your double wall construction homes that you're used to. You're gonna have sidewalks, and you're gonna have central AC as well. The climate over there is gonna be a little bit more like Arizona though. So that is our desert side of the island. So keep that in mind. It also means you might really wanna pay attention to having solar, whether you're buying or renting. Ewa's definitely that cookie cutter charm that you're looking for, and it probably is only like 10 minutes away from the Ewa beaches. And they did just develop Waikai out there, and that is this really sick part where they put it in the bay and they have a surf wave and a ton of eateries that are right there on the water. I really love the new Lookout that is in Waikai. They are known to be like a really good wine pairing restaurant. That's really good to try. And they also have a whole jungle gym of inflatables out there on the bay for the kiddos. So it is a ton of fun out there. It's definitely something to look at if you're looking in Ewa Beach area. Now, the single family prices out there are around $900,000, and your condo townhouses are sitting around $660,000. Let's talk about Ewa's stepsisters. We're gonna have Makakilo and Waianae. Those are the surrounding areas. So Makakilo is one of the neighborhoods that Kirsten and I really love because it's known for having epic views, breezes, and a little bit more square footage than you have down in Eva. It's also up on a hillside, so you literally have to drive straight up a hill to get there, but you're definitely rewarded with those views and breezes once you are up there. Unlike Eva, where you're going to be hitting stoplights as you go down Fort Weaver in and out of Eva, Makakilo direct access on and off the H1. In Makakilo, there's not really a lot of restaurants. You're just, again, going straight up that hill into some residential area. But if you come down, it will take you maybe 3 minutes to get to Kalapawai Market, and they have delicious food. The fish tacos there are so delish. Now, Waianae is, if you took the H1 and you drove until it ended, you would get all the way to Makaha, which is part of our Waianae area. This is going to be where we can still have some affordable homes. You're going to be probably right on the beach, sandwiched between the mountain valley. The condo prices over there are less than $200,000 on average, and your single families are around $550,000. But you are going to sit in a little bit more traffic because, again, like Hawaii Kai, there's only one road in and one road out, but that one road in and out also has to travel through those two neighborhoods I just talked about, Kapolei, Eva Beach area, as well as Makakilo to get towards town. In Waianae, I don't get to go up there often enough, but I have clients that are really recommending that I check out lanterns. And funny enough, I just saw them on social. They're making these full like purse cocktails, guys. Like these things are epic. Okay, enough talking about the H1. Let's go travel up the H2. We're gonna head into Mililani. Mililani was designed to look like a small Americano town. So you're going to have streets lined with trees. You're going to have those sidewalks. And it also has a ton of rec centers. Mililani Mauka has like over a dozen rec centers within the community. And all of those rec centers, it's gonna cost you like under $100 to have access to those. So if you're one of the community members inside that area, you have a lot of potential there. We had a Mililani Mauka listing up there, and I can tell you that I think I drove up there for any showing I could just so I would have a good reason to go to Pokestop. Pokestop is like not a dine-in restaurant, but all of the poke bowls are so good, and they also have a chicken that's on the menu. I cannot remember it for the name, but it was also just like so unexpectedly delicious. Anything on that menu, I don't think you could go wrong. Mililani's pricing. Let's talk about their single families. They're right under 1.2, and then their condo townhouses are around like 550,000, and that's pretty typical for both Mililani Town and Mililani Mauka. Might be on the higher end of that. The thing to know is Mililani Town, even though it's neighboring Mauka, Mililani Town was built in the late 60s and in the 70s, so you're gonna have a very different style of home than you do for Mauka. Mauka started to be developed in the 90s, and the last homes were built in the 2010 era. So you have a lot more newer construction in the Mauka area compared to Mililani Town. Now let's keep traveling up the H2. Now we're hitting Wahiawa. Wahiawa is one of, in my opinion, one of the favorite hidden gems of Oahu. It definitely still has a good local vibe there, and you can tell that you're headed towards the North Shore by the time you get to Wahiawa. It's a little bit more country. You're gonna have larger lot sizes and homes that were definitely built a while ago. I would say 1950s, but you're also gonna have some sneaky new construction in there because they had such large lot sizes, but there's some stuff still being developed in Wahiawa. I will say that my favorite coffee shop is Surfer's Coffee Shop. They have a secret menu that is not posted online. They have a Tiger Spice latte that tastes like Christmas in your mouth, and you're gonna wanna try that, as well as their mochi waffle with the mac nuts and honey and strawberry when you stop by there. Wahiawa's single family prices is around $825,000, while the condo townhouse prices are in the $350-ish range, which is definitely a different price tag than we were looking at in Mililani, so something to keep in mind. We're going straight up the H2 and we're gonna go until we meet the ocean, and now we're officially in North Shore. Now we're in the famous Haleiwa town and Wailua and Turtle Bay area, and this is where you're going to find a lot of our people that love to live off the land and our surfers. It's a very different vibe than what you are gonna find in Hawaii Kai. I would say they're almost polar opposites. Up on the North Shore, you're gonna find, I think our PCS guys calls it the hippie zone. You're going to get to experience a true surfers town. Now the price points, they also would attract maybe pro surfers. We're looking at single family around 1.8 and condos around 1.5 million. So those are some heavier price tags up on the North Shore. And you're also gonna be looking at a commute time if you are trying to travel anywhere else on the island. Again, you're gonna have one lane in and one lane out of the North Shore, but you're gonna be right on the beach and you're gonna be living a surfer's life. Now, while you're in the North Shore, you have to stop at the Surf Shack and you wanna get their monkey acai bowl. It is delicious. And if you didn't pick up your coffee earlier, let's go ahead and get their bullet coffee. It's divine. Now I'm putting the metro area into one bucket, but I'm gonna tell you there are probably more micro neighborhoods in town than there is anywhere else on the island. You have Chinatown, you have downtown, you have Kaka'ako, you have Waikiki. You're going to have Lower Nuuanu area, Kalihi area, Tantalus, Kaimuki, Diamond Head. There are a lot of micro neighborhoods alone inside of the metro area, but for the sake of making sure this video isn't an hour long going into all of the perks of town, we're gonna make it just metro and put it all in one big category. So townies, do not come for me on this one. I understand what I'm doing. We'll get there, okay? I'll have a separate video and Kirsten will handle that because she still lives in town, and I'll let her tell you the difference between Kaka'ako and Waikiki because there's a lot. But for the sake of this video, let's put town in one big bucket. Everyone knows famous Waikiki. That is our tourist street, straight down. You're going to have a lot of hotels. That's also where you're going to find our properties that are resort zoned. So if you're looking for an Airbnb, there's a really good odd that it would be in there. In Honolulu, Waikiki, what you're going to find is a good amount of walkability. You can get to Ala Moana Beach, to Waikiki Beach, all within what, 2 miles from downtown, from the Aloha Tower? It's 15 minutes. You got maybe a $10 Uber ride, unless Uber prices have gone up significantly. You're also going to find your sunset tours on the catamarans. You're going to find oceanside restaurants. You're going to find your luxury goods in Waikiki. So if you're looking for a Louis Vuitton, it's down there. This is a very dense part of our population, but also if you're a foodie, if you are somebody who doesn't want to be in your car very often, town is the place to be. I lived in town for a handful of years, and my favorite part of living in downtown was the walkability. I could get to most of my restaurants within a 10-minute walk. And the second part is I was always going the opposite way of traffic. So while most locals were driving into downtown, the financial district, I was driving out of the financial district. That's one of the things that I loved. Let's talk about the price points in the metro area. This is what happens when you put the metro into one bucket. The single family price is around 1.25 and your condo price feels a little bit more accurate. We're right under 500,000 for the average price. Now, if you are eating in town, I have a handful of options. They're all by the same label. You're looking at Monkey Pod, Merriman's, or Moku. And if you are there, this is gonna sound super random, but try the green beans. They're really good. They're really freaking good. But also, best Mai Tai on Island, if you ask Kirsten. There is a really rich and tart lilikoi foam on top that is just like, my mouth is puckering thinking about it. It's so good. That's your must try if you're in town. But townies, again, just do not come for me in this video.